Native Americans throughout the country consider the R word a racial derogatory slur akin to the N word among African Americans or the W word among Latinos. Such offensive epithets would no doubt draw widespread disapproval among the NFL's fan base. Yet, the national coverage of Washington's NFL football team profits from a term that is equally disparaging to Native Americans. Well, the pressure continues, but Dan Snyder has said he will not change the name of the Washington Redskins. Do you think this will have any type of impact, Stephen A.?
Well, I don't think it will, because Daniel Snyder seems to have his feet firmly implanted on this particular issue. Skip, we all know what my position on this matter has been. The fact that it's offensive to Native Americans should be enough. But more importantly, even if you're going to take the position that Daniel Snyder has taken, which I understand, to be so publicly dismissive of it reeks of an alarming level of insensitivity that we should all be concerned about. The fact that he would come across as somebody who is so dismissive, so apathetic, so nonchalant about something that a heritage, an ethnic group finds utterly offensive is a problem. And it speaks to a level of power that Daniel Snyder obviously enjoys that Native Americans in this country at this moment in time only wish they could have. With that being said, knowing how wrong Daniel Snyder is to publicly take the position that he took in such vehement fashion, I will say this about the Native American issue with the name Redskins. If you want the Redskins to change their name, what about the Blackhawks? What about the Indians in Major League Baseball? What about the Atlanta Braves in the Major League Baseball? And obviously the Blackhawks are in the National Hockey League. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to eradicate a particular name because you find it offensive to your heritage, to your ethnic group, then last time I checked, from time to time, there were question marks about the Braves. Not so sure about the Indians or the Blackhawks. I'd have to do my homework on that. But I'm pretty sure there was something that they found offensive in terms of the Braves and their tomahawks and all of that stuff. I just don't think that the Redskins should be compartmentalized and isolated on this matter. If you're going to be offended, then point out everything that you find offensive to Native Americans that exist in the world of professional sports here in North America, and let us address it in a universal fashion as opposed to compartmentalizing and isolating the Washington Redskins. I don't think that is correct either. That's my position on it, but I still maintain that no matter what the situation is, there's no excuse for Daniel Snyder being as insensitive and dismissive as he was, and I think that provoked Congress to make their voice heard on this matter.
Okay, I think we can agree, though, that of all the names of teams, this is the one that is by far the most offensive to Native Americans.
Correct.
This is the one that is the slur. This is the one that they believe is akin to the N-word, the R word and the N-word, and is akin, if we can, to the W word. That's how deeply this offends that race and culture. So, to me, I'm happy that Congress is getting involved here. They are shaming Daniel Snyder, who has drawn that line in the sand a couple of weeks ago and said, we will never change the name. Can Congress force him to change? I don't think so. But they can strongly encourage. They can incite more fan reaction. That they can apply more pressure publicly to Dan Snyder until maybe he'll crumble and do the right thing, which is change the name. I know it's a name that's beloved for years and years in Washington, D.C. The Washington football team is known as the Redskins. Well, you could go a different direction. We've had lots of other suggestions for that team nickname that would work just as well. So I am happy this is happening. I'm happy for the letter, and I'm happy that the letter went so far as to say that the R word is akin to the N word.
Okay. I don't disagree with your position, Skip. I really, really don't. I've been saying for years, you know, I've consistently harkened back to the time when Jack Kent Cooke was the owner for the Redskins, and he was being interviewed by the late, great George Michaels, who I love and miss dearly. God bless him. And George Michaels had asked Jack Kent Cooke about it, and he was just as equally, if not even more so, dismissive than Daniel Snyder was. That Daniel Snyder has appeared to be. And then they asked Charles Mann, former All-Pro, how did he feel about it? He said it doesn't matter. The fact that they find it offensive should be enough. And in the end, that's what it comes down to. But I got to admit to you, Skip, I've got a lot of friends and family in the Washington, D.C. area, a lot of loved ones. And I am in the minority as well as you. Their attitude is they love the Redskins name.
I hear it
they
all
love
the
the Redskins. They're not changing it. Who cares? It's not a big deal. And I find that an egregious position for them to take, considering how offensive it is. And I think that it alarms me that people in this country who have that position, yes, I'm going to repeat it, including my loved ones. What bothers me about it more than anything is their position is, who cares? The Native Americans don't have any clout. They don't have any cachet. They don't have any power. And I mean, I just think that that is a very alarming attitude to have.
It is.
And I've shared that with them. But they love their Redskins, and they don't feel it should change. And they are in the majority.